Hello everybody and welcome to this instruction video. This video is for part 4 of the Around the Bases crochet along designed by ChiChi Allen. I'll be taking you step by step through these 4 rows, 2 and 2, which are making up star stitches. I hope you like this pattern. It is a rather intensive pattern, I'll admit, but it's really a lovely result. I'll be taking you step by step through this pattern. The original, which you can find online, I'll post a link in the description of this video. I hope this is a useful video for you, and thank you for watching. So for row 17, we're going to be starting with the first half of the first row of star stitches. I have a new color yarn on my hook, and I'm going to start in any corner space with 2 half double crochets. And of course the first is a standing half double crochet, so that's 1 half double and a second half double, followed by a chain 2 and 2 more half double crochets. That's your first corner made. 2 half double crochets. Now we're going to start the actual star stitches along this edge, and the first one we do slightly differently, and then the second one we build on the first one. We're also only going to be working in the back loops of these stitches on this edge. That of course depends on the pattern. Sometimes you make a star stitch through the entire stitch. Going to be working only in the back loops, and also be sure to pick up this first stitch here. So what we're now going to do is on the next stitches, next 5 stitches, we're going to be picking up a loop on each stitch. So in this first stitch, in the back loop only, pick up a loop and go to the next stitch, 2, and then again 3, 4, 5. So I've now picked up 5 loops plus this first loop which I had already. It means that I have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So make sure you have 6 loops on your hook. And now I'm going to go yarn over and pull through all of them in one go. So yarn over and pull through all in one go, and chain 1. Now this gives you an eye. This is where that little circle there, this is called an eye, and this is the first half of your star stitch. In the second round we're going to do the top half, so this is the bottom. Now we're going to make the second half star stitch, and then we're going to be working in these loops here. We're going to be working in the eyelet. Let me just take off the hook. We're going to be working in the eyelet, in this loop here, and in that stitch there. So in these 3 positions we're going to be picking up a loop, as well as on the next 2 stitches. So that means again you're going to be picking up 5 loops in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. Just like we've done here, where we only here these 5 positions were on the edge because we didn't have this first stitch yet. So let me show you what I mean. So we're again going to be picking up 5 loops. So in this first one is here in this little eye. So in that circle, go in, pick up a loop. That's 1. Also don't work too tight here, because then everything is going to bulge up incredibly. So do make sure you have just a little bit of slack on your yarn. The second one you're going to pick up on this first loop that you have here. That's 2. Then number 3 you pick up in the same loop as where the last one was from this first one. So this back loop here. It's 3. And then on the next 2 stitches the back loops only. So you pick up, that's loop number 4. You pick up here loop number 5, and including that first loop you had already, now you again have 6 loops on your hook. we're going to take them all off in one go and chain 1. That's your second half star stitch made. And this, what you just made, we're going to continue until we get to the corner. So again, in that first eye, pick up a loop. On the second loop you pick up on the edge. Third loop you pick up in that last stitch that you already worked in. Then you pick up loop 4 in a new stitch and loop 5 also in a new stitch. Again, 6 loops on your hook in total. Take them all off in one go and chain 1. You can see how this is starting to pull a little bit. That's normal. That's why I say it's important that you don't work too tight, because then it's really going to start bulging a lot on you. And also with blocking, you'll also even this out a lot. And when we come back, that will also help. I will show you the star stitch a few more times this half. Into the eye, pick up a loop. On the edge, pick up a loop. The last stitch, pick up a loop. And the first and the second new stitch. 6 loops in total. Take them all off and chain 1. Again, a last time, and then I'm going to continue until we get to the corner. 1 loop, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops taken up, plus 1 is 6 in total. Take them all off and chain 1. Now you're going to continue with this until you get to the corner. So we're almost to the corner. I'm going to make 2 more of these bases for the star stitch. I'm again picking up 5 loops. Pulling all through and chain 1. And then the last one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this last one is on 5. It's on that last stitch before the corner. And pull them all through and chain 1. Then you can go into the corner where we make 2 half double crochets. So 1, 2, just turn my work. 2 half double crochets followed by a chain 2, 1, 2, and then 2 more half double crochets. So 1 and 2. And now you're at the edge again, where you can do exactly the same as we did before when we started. So on that first stitch, just make sure you don't accidentally skip that first stitch. Pick up the first of 5 loops. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to take them all off and chain 1. And now you do exactly the same again. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, 6 in total. Take them all off, chain 1, etc, etc. Continue like this until you get to the beginning, and then we're going to not close but work the other way. So I'll show you when you get there. So we're almost to the end of row 17. Just have one more star to make. Pick up the eye on the edge, that last stitch, and then 2 new stitches on those last 2 stitches that you still have available. Take them all off and chain 1. Now we're going to close with a slip stitch in this first standing half double crochet. Am I properly in there? Yes, I am. Just close with a slip stitch. And there we go. That completes round 17, and for round 18 we're not going to go in this direction but in this direction. So for row 18 I'm going to turn my work so that I have the wrong side facing me, like so, because you're now still going to be working, of course, from right to left if you're right hand. If you're left hand, you're working from left to right, but you have the wrong side facing you, which means that you're actually working in the opposite direction than you did in row 17. So what we're going to be doing in row 18 is we're going to be working in the eyes of the star stitches we just made. Just open up here and show you. Remember, if I just push here back, remember these were the eyes of the star stitch, and those eyes we are going to be working in. You see, here's that very first eye already, that one, there, and there, and there. That's what we're going to be working in. We're going to be making half double crochets in those eyes. We're making 2 in each. Let me just, there we go. So I'm going to go chain, I'm just going to go with a chain stitch into that first eyelet. You see there's that eye there. Just going to chain into that first eye. So just to get my yarn into that correct space, or chain, sorry, that's a slip stitch, just into that correct space. So now in the eye with my hook and my yarn. So I'm making half double crochets. The first one I'm going to do a chain 2. That's my first half double crochet, and then make a second half double crochet in that eye also. See, now I've made 2 half double crochets in that eye. I'm going to move to the next star stitch, and if you're in doubt where exactly the eye is, just quickly turn your work to the front and say, alright, there it is, because it's easier to see from the front. So, okay, so that's the space you're going for. Don't accidentally go for that space or this one. You're working in the eye of the star stitch. And in your next eye, so that's this space here, work 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2. You go again to your next star. Here's your eye. Again, if in doubt, quickly look to the front because it's easier to see. This is your eye. Work 1 and 2 half doubles. Your next eye. 1, 2 half doubles. So you're only working in your eyes and not on the top edge of the star stitch. You're working 2 half double crochets in each and every eyelet. You continue like this until we get to the corner, where we're going to be making a regular 2 half double crochets. So continue like this until you get to the corner. If you have a quick look to the front, you can see how your star stitch is now completely round, because it has all these, it's completely curved now. So continue like this, and I'll quickly show you how to go on the corner. So I'm almost to the corner, just to show you how to go around the corner. Making 2 more half double crochets in this last star stitch here, that last eye. So I'm making 1, 2 half doubles, And now you should have 2 stitches left before the corner. And on those two, this is actually the corner stitch from the previous round, from round 17. So in those 2 stitches, that's the first one, make a half double, and in the next one also make a half double. And now you've reached the corner, and here we again make 2 half doubles, 1, 2 half doubles, chain 2, and 2 more half doubles. 1 and 2. Let me just turn my work, because it's slowly but surely getting bigger, my work. And there we go. And now of course you again have 2 half double crochets from the start, here at the start, which are also from the previous corner. I'm just going to push the corner stitch aside so you don't accidentally skip that first stitch. So here are your first 2 stitches. The first one is a little, there we go, tricky. So that first one, work a half double, and in the second one also work a half double. So now you have 4 half double crochets in a row, and now you can go to your first eye. That's going to be here. This is your first eye, and work 2 half double crochets in your first eyelets here. That's how you've gone around the corner. And now you're again ready for the edge. So in your next eye, again make 2 half double crochets. Continue until you get to the corner where you need to make 2 half double crochets on that last 2 stitches. Then go around the corner, 2 half doubles, chain 2, 2 half doubles, then 2 half doubles on that first 2 stitches, and then 2 half doubles in each and every eye space. So continue, go all the way around, and then I'll quickly show you how to close. So we're almost to the end of row 18. Still need to make 2 last half double crochets, one on this last eye. There we go, 2. Now I have 2 more stitches here before the corner, which you need to make a half double in each. 1, and especially this last one can be a bit tricky. There we go, that's 2. At the corner, 2 half doubles, 1, 2, chain 2. Let me then just turn my work, because that's just easier for me. So that's 2 half doubles to complete the corner, and then you need to make 2 more half double crochets on these last 2 stitches here from the previous corner. So that's 1, and on this second one here we already have a slip stitch in here, so it might be a little hard to get into. I'm actually just going to make it in this space here, because what's important is that you have 2 stitches there. That's most important. And now we close with a slip stitch to this first chain 2. And there we go. Cut off and pull through. So when you've completed row 18, just a note on stitch counts. Do take the time to quickly count your stitches and make sure that you've added 5 stitches in this round relative to the end of part 3, because it's easy to make a mistake here somewhere in the corner or in these eyelets that you don't work the correct number of stitches. So make sure this is plus 5. I have put here stitch markers on every 10th stitch, and I have 8 here left, so I have 88 stitches in total, which is plus 5 because I had 83 when I was at the beginning of part 4, so end of part 3. So count your stitches, and also take a moment to look at that beautiful star stitch that you just made. We're going to be making a second round of these stitches. So for the beginning of round 19, we're going to be doing more or less the same as we did on row 17. So we're going to be making the bottom of these star stitches. And note I again have the front side of my work facing me. So do note that. And we're again going to start with a corner. So in the chain 2 corner space, make a half double. So that first one is of course a standing. And that's the second half double, chain 2 and 2 more half double crochet. So 1 and 2. So we're going to be drawing up 5 loops again, and for this round we're going to be doing it slightly different because we have a different amount of stitches down here. Our first loop we're going to draw up on the half double crochet that we just made. I'm going to draw up a loop there. Then on the back loop of these first 4 stitches, we're going to be drawing up 4 loops. So this is the 4 stitches before we get to this star stitch here. So on these 4 stitches, we're going to be pulling up a loop on each of the 4 back loops. And remember, these stitches are basically facing the wrong way in the sense that you work them from the other side. So if you're having difficulty seeing exactly which stitch is which, it can be easier for you to just quickly flip your work and then you say, oh okay, right, that's a stitch and that's a stitch and that's a stitch there, and this first one here is slightly hidden. So this first one here, only the back loop again, pick up that first loop. So that's 1, 2, oh wait, now I've got 2 loops, that's one too many. You only want 1 loop. There we go. 3 and 4 loops. And plus this one that we had already, and that first loop. That's 6 in total. I'm going to take them all off and chain 1. That's your first bottom made again. And now we're doing exactly the same as we've done before. So we're going to make one in the eye. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Oh no, wait, these last 2 are incorrect. See, I took the entire stitch and I only want the 1 loop and not all of them. So 1 and 2. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on your hook. Take them all off and chain 1. And again. 1, 2, 3 loops, 4 and 5, and take them all off and chain 1. Continue like this until you get to the other side, and then I'll show you the last stitch and the corner. I'm almost to the corner again. Here you should have 2 stitches left before you get to the corner, and those 2 stitches are going to make the last half of the star. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let me just find it. Here we go. 5. So 6 loops in total. Take them all off and chain 1. In the corner stitch, I'm going to again make 2 half doubles. It's 1, 2 half doubles, chain 2, followed by again 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2. Let me then just turn my work. And now you're ready to start again on the edge, and you're going to do this exactly the same way as we've done before. There we go. Now I've turned it reasonably. getting slightly bigger here. And again we're going to pick up 5 loops, the first one on the half double that we just made, and then 4 on the first 4 stitches. So on the loop of the half double, and then just move it to the side that you really get that first stitch. There you go. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in total you now have 6 loops. Take them all off and chain 1. And now you're ready to again go and make the star bottoms like you've done up till now. And still working only in the back loops here. 6 loops on your hook, take them all off. So continue like this until you get to the next corner, go around the corner, and then close with a slip stitch in that first standing half double crochet. So we're just coming to the end of row 19. You need to make one last star. 1, 2, 3. Here I have 2 more stitches left, and on those 2 I pick up the last 2 loops. There we go. So again 6 loops on my hook, take them all off, chain 1. And now we're going to close with a slip stitch in this first standing half double crochet here, and then you've completed the first half of the stars. And there we go. And now we're going to turn our afghan around again to work the next round. Row 20. This row is very similar to row 18. Notice I have the back of my project facing me. So you see here, this is the front, the back. So I've turned my work around. Now we're going to work in the opposite direction, just like we've done before. First I'm going to go to the eyes here of this star with a slip stitch. There we go. And now we're going to make 2 half double crochets in this eye. And the first half double is of course a chain 2, followed by a second half double crochet. Now we're going to be working half doubles in each and every one of these eyes. You can see here's the eye. Again, if you're doubting, quickly look to the front, then you'll see exactly where it is, because it's sometimes easier to see from the front. So 1, 2, so working 2 half doubles in each and every eye. You do this until you get to the other side. Then I'll just show you what to do with the corner stitches of the previous round and how to go around the corner. So continue and make 2 half double crochets in every one of the eyes of the star stitch. So we're just going to go around the corner. I need to do one more star stitch here. So those are 2 half double crochets in that last eye. And now you have 2 stitches left before the corner. And we're going to be making 1 half double crochet on these stitches. I'm just going to make them here on top of that. It's kind of in the middle of those 2 stitches. And then the corner, that's 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, chain 2, and 2 more. Let me just turn my work. 2 more half double crochets, 1 and 2. Now we're going to do exactly the same on this side of the corner, because here you again have 2 stitches, and we're going to be making 1 half double crochet kind of on those stitches. Make 1, just take that again, just 1 half double crochet kind of in between those 2 stitches, or on top, just somewhere in the vicinity is good enough for me. So 1 half double crochet, and then you're ready to go onto your first eye again of this edge. So on that first eye, you can make 1, 2 half double crochets, and continue like this on the next as well. So I can also make 2 half double crochets on this stitch here. So go all the way around, and I'll show you how to close this round. So just the end of the row. So just to show you how to do this last bit, I still have 1 eye here. It's this one here. You can't see it, still look to the front, you'll see it sitting there. So 2 half double crochets on that last eye. 2 half double crochets. Then on these last 2 stitches here, you need to make 1 half double crochet. You can do them kind of in the middle, and then the corner stitch, 1, 2 half doubles, chain 2, and 2 more, 1, 2. Quickly going to turn my work. For the last bit, of course we need to join here with a slip stitch, but we still have these last 2 stitches here, so there we need to make a half double crochet also. So again, somewhere in the middle, make a half double crochet. And now you're ready to connect to the beginning chain 2 with a slip stitch. Cut off, pull through, and you're done for row 20. There we go. So if you see what you've made in this round, you'll see 2 lovely rows of star stitches, maybe a very intensive 2 rounds, but it's a beautiful result. And note on your stitch counts, you should have added 9 stitches in this part. So I ended up with 83 stitches on part 3. So now I have 92 stitches on part 4. So count your stitches and make sure that you have added 9 stitches, especially if it goes wrong somewhere. It was most probably in the corner, so with the starting or ending the row. Most probably that's where it went wrong. And if you'd see, okay, I'm not going to have the stitches correct, this is also a good place to correct your stitch count in that last round. So if you have not enough stitches, correct here for your stitch count. Well, that brings us to the end of part 4. I want to thank you for watching. I hope this was a useful video for you, and until the next time.